finally time for a dream wardrobe Cloffice tour slash reveal. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I'm sure you've noticed in the last maybe like 2 months, I would say, the background has changed slightly. But I finally have all the pieces. It's finally complete, so I'm ready to show you guys a tour. And then I also asked you guys on my Instagram story any common questions you guys had, price breakdown, how I designed it, where I designed it, all of that stuff. So stay tuned. So let's start with the tour and then I'll get into any common questions that you guys had.
Let's go. 8 a.m. I couldn't fall asleep again. Been overthinking all the little things I've said. I'm sleep deprived almost every night, and I wish that I wouldn't think instead. I know the sun is up and I got things to do, but I don't think I've got the energy to move.
So one of the most common questions that I got asked was a price breakdown. I'll leave all of the list of pieces that I used in the description box below if you want to do something similar, and then I'll also add the design code in the description box below if you want to just like replicate what I did. But in terms of the price breakdown, I believe the total price was just around $1,500 before tax. Another question I got asked a lot was, why did I choose to add doors? If you guys remember, in my old space, I got these shelves from Target. I knew that they were like a temporary solution because I didn't envision myself living in that old place that long. And then I wanted to get something like cheaper. So they were like $35, super easy, wasn't planning on keeping them. It was an open display, and I liked that you can see all of the bags, but I also work in this room like I worked in the last room, and I chronically worked in the dark because I didn't want the bags to have any sun damage, dust. It was just like a lot of different things. And then I think also I'm the type of person, I get stressed very easily, but then I also get stressed when it's messy and it's cluttered, and I feel like my life just feels very chaotic. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. Maybe it's just me, but I think that having all of the bags out there, especially having so many bags on the shelves at once, that made me really overwhelmed. And so I liked having the doors. It also hides the bags, a lot of the bags that I don't use all the time or I don't want on display. And then on the other side, it's a lot more functional. I like the dresser style, so I can put clothes there. I have a jewelry tray, I can hang my clothes. And just having it behind closed doors just feels a lot less cluttered, gives me more of a clean look. And then also I can use like the plain backdrop for certain videos as well if I wanted to. So I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, this whole process took about 2 months, waiting for all the pieces, putting it all together. And I feel like we went to Ikea probably like 8 times at least. We went to different Ikeas as well to try to get different pieces. We got things shipped. And the one thing that is missing is the lights. I don't need the lights necessarily, but I would like them. I'm just like waiting for the ones in Ikea to be back in stock because I've ordered a few different ones from Amazon and it didn't work really well. And I've also noticed, because you guys know I'm like creating content as you're watching me on YouTube right now, there's like some of the lights, I think it's specific LED lights, it does this thing with the camera, like it doesn't do it in real life, but it almost like flickers in a way. I can't explain it, but it just looked a little bit funky. I tested the ones at Ikea and they don't do that, but they're out of stock. So I'm waiting for the lights, hoping that it should be a pretty easy installation, but that's the last thing that we're waiting for. So one of the questions that I got asked was, what is my favorite part about the Pax system? I think at the end of the day, I loved that I was able to customize the whole wardrobe so it works for me. It has like different functionality aspects of it, but also has the display aspect that I can use for filming and creating content. One of my favorite things, and one of the things I was most excited about, was the jewelry tray slash accessory tray. I know Ikea has one that fits perfectly for the tray, but it was like over $100. I think it was like a 118, and I was like, I don't think I want it that badly, so I found some alternatives on Amazon, which it doesn't fit as perfectly as it could have, but I almost feel like with any excess space, I can just store like sunglass cases and things like that. So I really liked how this turned out. It just gives like a boutique look to it. I also really like the pants rack that I got. However, I don't think that it's a necessity. I like that you can kind of pull it out and then choose all of the pants that you have, but I've also seen people just take like the regular clothing rack and then hang the pants like on hangers and just like kind of fold it over. I think that's also a very easy way to achieve a similar look for a fraction of the cost, because I think the actual clothing bar is like maybe $10, $15 versus the pant shelf itself is like $40. And of course, because the shelves are so deep, I chose the deeper ones and as tall as you can go. I wanted to use this for shoe storage as well. Again, I needed to store things in here and actually make it functional for me. And I actually saw this on TikTok where someone took these pull-out drawers, similar to what I used for the jewelry tray before the shoes, instead of having to make the shelves like more space in between if they were static, I have them pull out so then I can reach to get the back of the shoes, and I'm able to just store more things in there and condense the space a little bit. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm so glad that I saw that on TikTok because I feel like that was just so genius. So I wanted to finish this off by giving you guys a few recommendations if you're thinking of getting the Ikea Pax, if you already have it, things like that. So first of all, the lesson was learned not to move this on carpet. Ikea is not amazing quality. It's good enough quality where like it holds up, it does the job, but it's not amazing quality. And I do have carpet in this room. Upstairs, we all have carpet, and we wanted to install like an extension cord for the lights. And when we moved the shelf, one of the pieces broke at the back. And so it was just things to think about. Just be very cognizant when you are moving it, especially if you're moving it on carpet. I saw a hack on TikTok where you can put like cardstock paper to like move it and slide it around a little bit easier. But keep that in mind because we were unwell for about like a week. It was bad. Also, I kind of mentioned a little bit how long it took to put everything together. I highly recommend you ship the actual frames itself to your house because these ones would not have fit in my car, and then also pay the extra delivery. So I think the home delivery is like $40 and they drop it off outside, and then it's either $60 or $65 for them to put it inside one room. And because we also have stairs in the house, it was just easier. I paid the extra like $20, $25. I had them drop it off in the room itself. And that was so much easier than having to pick it up in the stores, somehow bring it back in my car or rent a car to get it to bring it back, and then lug it upstairs. So that was definitely well worth it. I would highly recommend getting the frames itself shipped, and then all of the little pieces like the shelves and the clothing bar and the pant rack and all of these other things, I think that you can slowly wait. Just keep stalking the website. They do refreshes pretty often. Keep stalking. You can do pick up in store. You can have them ship it. If you ship it, it's a little bit pricier. So I really did a lot of like pick up in store, which is why we went to Ikea so many times. But eventually it will come, and it just took a while. So just be patient, but it will come back in stock. And then the last piece of advice I have for you is to measure, because something, I don't know, I never really measured things in the past. I always assumed it would fit. And I learned this the hard way when we first moved in here. It took me 3 times to find the right curtain size. And then also here, I knew I had enough space in this room to get the shelves that I did, but I didn't think about getting it up the stairs. And like our stairs has this weird little angle, and it almost didn't fit because of how tight the corner is. So make sure you measure everything in order to get this in here perfectly, and learn from my mistake. It's just such a big shelf. I don't even know how I'm supposed to move this if and when I decide to move out of here, but it is a really big piece of furniture, so just be very careful. And then also, if you live in an earthquake area like I do, strap them down, use the earthquake hooks. I'll leave the ones that I linked in the description box below. We recently had like a 5.1 earthquake and like everything was fine in here. Thankfully we strapped them down. So I hope that the hooks work. It seems like they worked, knock on wood, but just keep that in mind as well because they are very big and they are very heavy. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited about like my dream closet. I feel like I've been waiting for this for such a long time and it's finally coming into like fruition. I am just so glad to be in this space. I absolutely love it. I love how it's functional, but also I can display things. And if I decide that I want to change it up down the road, maybe in a few years we change this room, instead of being a Cloffice, we change into like a guest room or whatever else, or I'm not creating content anymore, I don't know. I can easily put doors on it. I can change out and remove the shelves and put some more clothing hangers. There's just so many things I could change up about the pack system, and I really like the customization for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful for you. I'll have all of the items linked in the description box below, along with the design code that I designed myself. And I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!